All right, y'all, here comes another comparison of food that no one saw coming or care about, but we got a limited edition chicken ramen flavored Kraft macaroni and cheese, and we got Tapatio or whatever it's called, mac and cheese Queso Blanco. All right, so I went ahead and I made these, whipped them up, whatever. Yeah, got these for the cheap. So this was like $1 or something, and this wasn't that much either. So, of course, little pocket change I had, I was like, why not? And I bought this a while ago, but yeah, chicken ramen flavored mac and cheese. Let's go. It definitely has a chicken flavor. It's definitely there. Now, I'm sure most people, when you're thinking about a chicken flavor for noodles, ramen, you think about the Maruchan packs. It's somewhat similar, but not quite. I think chicken's like the saltiest taste and flavor of all the noodles on Maruchan, but it's okay. Like I wouldn't really necessarily tell you to go out your way to get this unless you just happen to not only really be a fan of like boxed macaroni and cheese, Kraft specifically, but also if you really like or love chicken flavored things, especially if we're talking about like ramen noodles or whatever. This isn't bad though, but me personally, I would just stick with regular OG Kraft and spruce up as I like to do. Um, it's not really too much I can say about it. The chicken flavor is there. It's not like wild pow in your face, but it's there. You know you're eating a chicken flavored mac and cheese. But there's also boxed mac and cheese. It was only like $1, so you can't expect too much. But it's not bad. But I'd give this a 6.8 out of 10. But then we got this one, and I know these come in a box, but they didn't have like a solo box. It was like a box of two or three or something. I didn't have the money for it at the time when I got this. But I'm more worried about this because look how dry this looks. Excuse my language. The the cheese sauce was not the sauciest, but the expiration date says September 13th, 2027. So sometimes you can't go off of the expiration date on things because you never know what happens, but we're gonna risk it for the biscuit. You know what's crazy? Even though this was microwave, I think I like this one better. I just wish the cheese sauce was a little bit more saucy. Like, I don't know about the people who like the dry brick mac and cheese. No disrespect to you, but I don't. Like I like a nice smooth velvety cheese sauce, and when you actually pulling up the noodles from underneath the crust, you see that the noodles are wet and glistening. I don't want to see dry glue. Now, assuming that that's what it's supposed to look like on a box right here, it don't look nothing like that. There are some little red, little orange specks or whatever, supposed to be like little peppers or whatever, that be in queso, and it got a nice little taste, but it's not that strong. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, I would go for I'll go for this in terms of the flavor over that. Let's just put it like that. And I'm certain that the box version that you would cook over the stove would be better because I'm not making mac and cheese ready to be homemade, on the stove top, box mac and cheese on the stove top, or baked or whatever, and it looking like this. No. I don't know. unrelated to the video, but you know something? I wasn't ever like the biggest fan or carer of ice drinks. Like, as long as the drink is cold, just pour it in my cup and then we're good. And I guess it's more so because it's easy for me to like just gulp it down because there's no ice in the way and stuff. You don't have to worry about ice falling and all this other kind of stuff. But as of right now, lately, with the Stanley Cup and even these cups and everything, I guess also because it's summer and it's hot as hell, I appreciate an ice drink a lot more. I'm not going to sit there and let it get watery, so I'm going to still drink it before it gets to that point, but you get the idea. But this, quality-wise, I wouldn't say it's better than this, but it's not bad. And I'm surprised that the fact that it was cooked in the microwave, it still turned out pretty good. I just didn't like how dry the cheese sauce was, but it's not bad. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah, this one's definitely a lot saltier. So this one, as prepared, we're going to count as prepared. It has about 880 milligrams of salt. This has 690 milligrams of salt. And of course, we all know this kind of stuff tastes real good with cooking it on the side with some chicken or something like that. You ever had the Tyson fully cooked like teriyaki flavored chicken thighs and stuff? I've ate it on the channel at least once or twice before. Comes in a white bag. Pretty good. Of course, you can always enhance the teriyaki flavor by adding some more teriyaki to it as you're cooking it or after or whatever. But yeah, but these are good, man. We're talking about cheap, we're talking about budget and all that kind of stuff. These are what you want. But if you got a little bit more bread to spend, because hell, let me be honest with you, I wouldn't be buying these, right? I've been seeing this for a while. I was like, you know what? It's still sitting on the shelves. It hasn't been brought to clearance and done yet, so clearly I have to make a video with this. And y'all may care, y'all may not care, but I expect the mac and cheese fans of any kind of mac and cheese to show up for this video, if I'm being honest. If you don't even like mac and cheese, I don't expect you to really care because it's not your cup of tea. But I'll also say if you eat that BS at KFC, which is one of the most trash mac and cheese you probably could ever get, and there's no way that you wouldn't try this, because these are way better than that crap for sure. Don't talk about my KFC. Makes me. But in all seriousness, man, we ain't about to keep it on going on too long, but yeah. So you were pretty good. Had almost forgot that I got them. Went ahead and knocked it out the park and everything. The last little bit of the clearance stuff that I got, or the cheap stuff I got, is like dessert related stuff. So tune in if y'all care for that. But yeah, man, like, comment, subscribe. That's gonna be for this video. I love y'all and appreciate y'all. Till next time, peace out.